South Park: The Stick of Truth was finally released this week.
It's fantastic.
After a
so
very
good.
long time.
Yeah.
You guys have both played it.
Yep.
Beaten it. You guys both love it.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. It was one of those I didn't care how nice it was outside kind of games.
Yep.
Where I had to finish it in a weekend. I wanted to keep playing it, and it's. Greg and I have talked a lot
I
about.
like how the B-roll Aransky chooses is the anal rape stuff that's banned in all
To
these
be
countries.
fair, I chose it.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
I'm still going to blame Mike Aransky.
Yeah, so I mean, South Park does a lot of things right, and it did some stuff for me that I didn't really know it would. Like, for years I've been asking for a 12-hour-long RPG. I think I've said it on this show,
Okay.
and then all these people wrote in and they're like, "That's ridiculous. You can't make a 12-hour RPG. You can't establish characters and stuff like that." I'm like, well, why not? You know, why not strip away a lot of the nonsense that bloats a lot of the things in the RPG genre and just cut it down to what it should be, which is a party with some cool characters and a cool story and a quest and battles that happen sort of randomly, and go from there. And you level up and you get new items and stuff like that. Now you couple that with what I think is probably the funniest video game I've ever played.
That's what I want to ask.
I agree.
Like, are we ready to declare
Yes.
South Park: The Stick of Truth
Yes.
the funniest game ever made?
I think so.
So I
Yeah.
guess,
Screw you, Portal 2,
I mean, well, okay, I mean, whatever.
Monkey Island. I don't know. Fill in the game that.
No, that's the thing. Like when I said it, and people were like, "Well, what about these games?" I was like, "Those are also funny. I remember those, but this is funnier."
Yeah.
I can't. Even in Portal 2, I laughed and thought that was so funny. But I was in hysterics in South Park. There's parts where you're literally it just gets crazier and crazier, and you're doing all this other stuff, but you're still I was in hysterics laughing. Of how
Greg and
funny
I are
this was.
texting each other, but he's like, "You're about to get to this part, and it's one of the most ridiculous set pieces in video games, and when you get to it, you'll know." And the second I got to it, I was like, "I've never seen anything like that." And I don't even know how they got this past the ESRB here in the United States. I have no idea. When I read all these stories about it getting banned and all over the places, all these different things are getting cut, I was like, I totally get it. But how everything got through here, A-OK, shocking to me.
Yeah.
I am excited to play it. I think what excited me most is in Ryan McCaffrey's review, he says it's like the 18th season of the show or whatever the next season of the show is. There's that much content in it, that many jokes, that many sort of subplots. And
I mean, and that's the thing. We're talking about the huge set pieces being funny. It's the one-liners. I could ruin. There's so many things that they just oh yeah, blah blah. And you're like, oh, I was just laughing at it.
and I love
watching the show.
another thing that I love. Again, I haven't had a chance, unfortunately, to play it yet. Did you play it on 360?
I played it on PS3.
I need to borrow a 360 copy from somebody because my PS3 is busted. Or I guess I can just buy it. But I'm very excited for those little details. That's something that you're always going on about and Ryan's always going on about. You can open a random drawer or closet and it's just, here's 12 more references to 12 episodes
Yeah, all
of
the
show.
kids' closets are completely not interactive. You open them up and it's just a static shot, but it's a static shot of all these things.
It's an episode guide of
Yeah.
all the crazy adventures they went on before that. And I found myself I consider myself sort of a lapsed South Park fan, as in I loved it for a long time, and then because of whatever, I stopped watching it every week. And their schedule's weird. It's here's 8 episodes in a row, then we're taking a year off, and then here's 16, and whatever it is. But this felt to me when I think about this game, it meshes with the show and the movie as part of just this universe. It all sort of came together. I think about it one and the same, which I can't really say for a lot, probably maybe anything licensed I've ever played, where I can go, oh, this Lord of the Rings game reminds me of the movie in the same way. I remember these Star Wars books are just like the video games or whatever. But South Park, it looks and feels just like the show.
That's the benefit of being made by, it's made by Obsidian, but having Matt and Trey so deeply involved that some people are saying is this the best licensed game ever? And then it's there's Batman is a game of the year contender, so maybe don't go that far. But I agree with you totally that it feels the most like a part of that universe. I absolutely love the Batman games, but I don't feel like
they're not tied to a movie.
It feels like this other separate thing.
Yeah, it feels like its own thing. Even though it's the Batman license, it feels like its own thing.
Because Batman
pulled originally from the animated series. Paul Dini in Conroy and Hamill always said, this is the extension of but when they got rid of Dini, they started making things, and now you see in the Mr. Freeze Origin DLC coming out that they're retelling an episode of Batman. It's really...
Well, because Batman means different things to different people. For you, it might be the movies. For you, it might be the comics. For you, it might be the animated series. And for me, it's action figures I had when I was a kid. It's been splintered off in so many different ways. But South Park is South Park.
It's
Batman will always be Batman 89.
Exactly. So, but South Park is South Park, and it's these construction paper characters saying crude things and pooping on each other, and it looks the way it looks, and the game looks the way the show looks. And when you control a character for the first time. And what I really love, like little details.
When they bop around.
Yeah, they bop around, but like you can save and you leave, and then you come back and it makes that noise when South Park comes back from commercial.
That guitar riff.
It's like
wow. Okay, I don't know if anyone nailed it.
We're all off there. I can't play guitar.
Yours was like a banjo.
I like a Seinfeld thing going on there, but it comes right back to that, and you have like 2 seconds where you're hanging on the screen. You're like, is the show going to start? Oh, I have to play this. Yeah. It's really cool. So I really dig that about it.
I think, I mean, it got great reviews, but one of the criticisms that people did have is it's sort of an RPG light, like it's more like Paper Mario. But for me, that's not a con. For me, that's a pro.
Not at all, Brian was saying he loves it.
I'm not a big JRPG gamer. I am enjoying Bravely Default right now, but generally speaking, that's not a genre I do a lot of. And so that's why, like, whenever someone says, your review was wrong and I'm mad at you, I'm always like, you need to look at it through the lens of your own personal taste.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if someone says, a con of this game is the RPG system's not deep enough, but me, I'm not looking for a deep RPG system, then I know that I'm probably going to like this game a little more than the reviewer did.
Yeah,
so that's part of what makes me so hyped.
That's actually a lot about why I loved it, was because it takes a lot of the stuff from RPGs and it really boils it down. Like, we've been playing RPGs for so long where you're on a world map and there's a random battle, and during the battle, your side character gets poisoned. And then you get out of the battle and you're like, oh, shit, I got to go to an inn. I got to get this guy back to speed. In South Park, 99% of the battles end, and then they end. And all the status stuff that happens during the battle, it doesn't matter. Your health gets regenerated. You're not poisoned. There's only one thing in the game that you carry with you outside of the battle.
And it's just for a joke. It's just for a laugh.
And it's AIDS.
I wasn't going to ruin it for you.
Okay. Well,
for me, I mean, this reminds me, the battles in this remind me so much of Costume Quest. And I loved Costume Quest.
Costume Quest.
And so, like, playing it and jumping in, and then the added layer of, you're always finding new loot. You get this new sword, is it better than the last sword? You get this new hat, is it better than the last hat? You go in there, then you get new patches to put on that to augment the equipment, and like experimenting with all that, so that at the end I was doing like plus 80 fire damage every time I just punched someone. I was like, this is awesome.
And the world's covered in side quests and really cool little things to do. And you can never really tell if you're wasting your time doing them or if they're part of the quest. Like, it does this really good thing where it weaves everything together. We're like, I guess I'll collect all 5 of the underpants. Oh, wait, I had to do that. Well, I was doing that anyway. Great. Yeah. Now I'm done. Oh, I guess I'll go fight Man, Bear, Pig. Oh, that was a side quest to get a special item or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's great. And it doesn't beat you down too much with like this best of greatest hits roll of stuff you'd expect from the show. I thought it was going to be like, here's Saddam Hussein, here's Satan, here's Tao-Li, and it weaves all the references in very naturally.
Matt tried too good for that.
Yeah,
it seems like it's a phenomenal success.
Yeah.
All around.
Only things I don't like are the fart tutorials that, like, you sit there, it's like, no, do it this way, and it shows you again, you do it that way. No, do it this way. No, do it this way. I will punt my controller through the window. Just write in words what you want me to do.
All right, does that happen in the beginning?
It happens throughout the game.
Oh, okay.
You learn new farts.
Interesting.
4 farts.
I'm going to play this weekend.
Sweet. Let us know. Report back.